Chio School Road gets mature, immature comedy right. It jokes about more adult topics without triggering people like a certain amazing anime from last season, check the card for Magical Girl Ode video, or coming across as lazy and annoying as, hey, sex, haha, I'm a comedian, as everyone's favorite stand-up does. Right from the first episode, we get a small look of how the show is going to present itself. In its opening episode, Chio School Road may give you the impression of a dumb comedy with some adult jokes, but nothing so bad an older kid couldn't watch it. The worst joke is Chio walking out of a love hotel after parkouring across the city, but the next episodes will quickly make you wish you proof watched this show. Now, I'm assuming not many people are watching this show on account that nobody's talking about it. Let's hope Father's Attic doesn't upload a video on it the day before I do again. Rip Hina Matsuri. Even if we ignore Chio and how perfect she is for this series, the show has a ton of great characters. Manana, Chio's best friend, is a sly, conniving, yet loving person. When her and Chio pretend to smoke and take pictures, Manana is only thinking about how badly she wants to send everybody those photos and ruin Chio's reputation. I mean, like, as if she has one. Manana is the definition of a best friend. She'll do everything she can to piss you off, but you know she cares. Madoka is the ever-important, if she was a guy, people would hate her character. She uses her size and position in her sport to grope the other girls in the show. Kinda fucked up when you hear it that way, right? Now, on to who's probably my favorite non-Chio character, Ando. This poor guy was just minding his business when out of nowhere some orange-haired girl trashes his bike and starts telling about all the people she's murdered. Her name? Bloody Butterfly. Wow, I actually just made it through that without losing it. My favorite parts of the show are the interactions between these two. For a while, Chio kept trying to fake being the Bloody Butterfly before finally telling him the truth and actually bonding with Ando. When Ando leaves his biker gang, he starts delivering newspapers and working at a convenience store, constantly running into Chio and developing feelings for her. As of writing this up, we're at episode 7 and we're starting to see Ando's real feelings. One day, Chio comes in to buy her gaming magazine, and when she can't find it, she decides to leave with the Boys Love magazine while telling herself she's totally not into that stuff, it's just for research. Trying to hide it from Ando, she puts chocolate over the guy's nipples and tries to hide what kind of magazine she's buying. Of course, this doesn't work, and Ando gives Chio a bag because he's concerned that people at school might make fun of her for what she's buying. After an internal crisis of falling for Chio, he buys some Boys Love's video games and plays them at his old friend's house, who of course gets the wrong idea and wants to try something. Chio School Road finds ways to develop their characters just enough to use them in more than one episode with multiple jokes without going so overboard that the show sacrifices its quick humor. Many of the characters may seem like generic tropes, but the anonymous, trope, you can't speak. Oh my god. Chio School Road finds ways to develop their characters, just enough to use them in more than one episode with multiple jokes, without going so overboard that the show sacrifices its quick humor. Many of the characters may seem like generic tropes, but the anime doesn't need crazy original ideas for interesting personalities to please its audience. It's just not that type of show. Every season it seems people get more and more upset with even the smallest things being similar in a show to one before it, ignoring that different genres have certain tropes and formulas they can't break without being classed as a different genre of show than intended. We've seen this happen with people's immediate dislike of Black Clover, and that has since settled down with more and more people getting into the show. While we're all here, we might as well talk about Chio and her character.
My tribe! I finally found them! But why are they walking so slowly?
We should be marching triumphantly toward our destination!
That's my arm.
Sorry.
Chio's a gaming nerd who constantly thinks up dumb shit on her way to school. The show's main premise is about Chio's video game-inspired delusions for things she thinks she can do. She'll see her friend walking across the bridge and try to climb along the edge to scare her like an assassin. When that obviously doesn't work, she needs help because she's scared of actually dying. Now, main characters are usually supposed to be relatable, but as a huge dork, it's kinda obvious that I relate to Chio. I can't think of how many times I've looked at something and thought, yep, that's in Varus Q range, or seen a weird statue and been like, man, that looks like that one boss from I Am Setsuna that one-shot all of my units. Oh wait, all of them could do that. I'd like to think that Chio and I aren't the only ones who do this. Even something as simple as looking at someone's pet and thinking what Pokemon they would be. When I first got Pepper, I thought he looked like a Poochyena, so ever since it's been one of my favorite Pokemon. Watching Chio fail at the things I wish I had the stupidity to try from video games was an instant draw to the show. Now, obviously, there is a chance the show could go straight downhill and ruin itself, but with the bar it's set, it would be damn hard to do something that would offend that many people to kill off the show. Although, some would argue, myself included, that comedies are somewhat immune to people's personal problems and sensitivities. But no matter what happens, I urge you to go watch Chio School Road. Thanks for watching. Check your screen for the 1am anime playlist and a video YouTube seems to think you'll dork out over, or check the description for anything that you need. Well, peace weebs.